Rick Wagoner, Chairman and CEO of General Motors.
To the Power Information Network, your days on the lot range from 107 to 152, and your sales from 2007 to 2008 were down about almost 23%. What are we going to do to bring that back?
Well, I think really two things. First of all, we have to recognize that we are in a tough economic climate, and while we'd like for that to change, and we hope it changes, it's probably not going to change in the near term. So we're planning our business on the basis of very conservative volumes through this whole year. Hopefully we'll see some improvement in the latter part of the year. And in response to that, we're cutting back production, and we're doing it fairly dramatically here in the first quarter, where our production is down about 50% versus last year. What we have to do, realistically, if until the overall view of the economy and consumer sentiment, not just vis-a-vis cars, but everything, houses and discretionary purchases, moves from what is, really some of the lowest levels that we've seen.
Will you be able to meet the March 31st deadline?
Well, I certainly hope so. I mean, we're working very hard on that. I can tell you from the stuff that GM can control itself, we certainly will, and we'll meet it and beat it. We do need to work with partners, so we need their cooperation, and I'm optimistic that we'll get that. Particularly bondholders, which is part of the thing we need to address as we restructure our debt. That's not one person. That's thousands of groups, and so just how you go about getting that group together and negotiating with them does take a little more time. But we've got people hard at work at that, and of course we look forward to sitting down with the UAW and working through the issues there that have been sort of put on the table.
The auto companies were grilled compared to the bank companies, and it was the mortgage companies that pretty much got us in this mess with the auto industry. Were you disappointed that the auto industry was grilled so much and they barely touched the mortgage companies when they did the $700 billion rollout?
Yeah, I guess everything is timing, but certainly relative to why we're in the circumstance we're in, I think most experts agree that the credit crisis has driven the economy into the situation that it is today. And we are very much part of the economy, and we rely on credit. So our consumers and our suppliers and ourselves have really felt the brunt of that problem with credit. So in that sense, it was an interesting process and difficult one. I guess frankly, what was most disappointing to me was after all the work that Congress did not pass the bills that we were looking for. Although many of the congressmen and senators appreciated it, and supported it, but unfortunately it didn't pass in the Congress. So we needed strong actions by the administration. So all that was, it was a tough process, but we do have the funding we need, and we have the opportunity that we asked for, and so now we're going to go to work on that.
Last question. The same press keeps saying that you should resign, that somebody else should come in and manage. I'm always surprised by this because I've watched over the years, and you're revered in other countries, or revered in China. Do they not understand that you could go straight to China, get a job, and buy part of General Motors and make that and make it a success, because you know all the intellectual property, you know everything that could be bought here that would make this company a success for China?
Yeah, I'm not sure people are thinking about it to that degree of detail. I mean, what I've said, I think when things get difficult, it is not uncommon to focus on leadership and put blame on the leadership, and whether that's in politics or business or sports. I mean, we see it all the time, and leadership does have special responsibilities. But from my perspective, we have been working, and you've covered the industry for a while. We've been working very hard at doing what we need to do. I mean, as recently as a year ago, coming out of the 07 labor negotiations, GM stock price had skyrocketed. Everybody said, well, we finally got the tough issues behind us, really some precedent-breaking negotiations with the UAW as an example, a lot of product momentum. And then, we were really hit hard last year as the market crumbled first due to mortgages, gas prices, and then credit. So, we've got, I think, a terrific management team at GM. We're doing this as much as anything because we believe in the company. We feel a great responsibility to our employees, retirees, dealers, and to the industry. And so my view is I'm sticking with it, and other people can say what they want. I'm obviously going to continue to work with our board and management, and we're going to stay on this and get the company fixed. I think at the time the industry in the U.S. begins to improve as well.
People have got to be looking at you, though, going sort of like President-elect Obama. Be careful what you wish for; it may come true.
You're right.
Rick
Thanks.
Wagoner, thank you very much.